welcome back to my channel. This is What is Wednesday. For those of you that are brand new to my channel, welcome. What is Wednesday is a series started on my channel where anybody and everybody can comment, complain, and your concerns out there. I basically do what is, where is, why is, and I'm now going to be doing how is, or how. So basically you can come to my channel, comment anywhere you want. I have the links to my social medias are down in the description box down below of every video. So without further ado, let's get into some of you guys' complaints.
Hi everyone, as you just heard by that intro, this is What is Wednesday. We are at episode 46 now. Before I get into anything, if you guys hear a little tinkering, that would be my two kids playing. I have both of them in here today. My oldest I should say, hasn't been in here for a while. My youngest usually is always making the noise, but this time both of them are making noise. Before I get into anything else, even though they've already been said and neither of them really watch, well, I don't know if the other one does, but I have birthdays to wish. So my aunt's was Sunday, this past Sunday, and my brother-in-law's was this past Saturday. I didn't get to wish either of them a happy birthday in person. I did post it on their Facebook and stuff like that, but I didn't tell them in person. But I wanted to say happy birthday to both of them. So we might as well get started. We do only have a couple this week. So the first one comes from a friend on Twitter, and he says, "What is one thing about you that if people knew, they would be shocked to know?" Okay, so honestly, you have to know me to know this as a thing that would shake you up. But for those who do know me, okay, so I have told people for years that my dad is an ex-cop, and that's all he is, or was. But he actually is an ex-Secret Service for the White House. He threw out his back when Bush was president, and he went on permanent disability, but yeah, I never told anyone because I don't think anyone would believe me. So I guess I would say mine, I did write my notes down in here so that I could tell you guys, because I do get very jumbled with everything I have to do. Okay, so mine is, since I have so many things people don't know about me, and I really can't pick one thing, I'll just have to go with this one, because those I do tell get very shook, but I have had the virus twice. A lot of people think once you get it, you're fine and you can't get it again, but people don't see that it's a virus. It's much like the flu, an RSV, which is a respiratory infection, viral infection. So yeah, but when I tell people, they're like, "You've had it twice? What the hell?" But yeah, I have. It's crazy, but it's what I have to go with. I also could have gone with, I've had 12 boyfriends since I was 9 years old. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the first one. Okay, so the next one comes from a friend on Instagram. She says, "What is a weird trend started that you at first thought was weird, but now you're a part of?" She says, "My biggest thing is I don't like to follow trends. I'd rather set them. But what about you guys?" But I guess I will say mine. I guess you can say that I have become sort of in the way of a trend follower in some situations versus others. But it's more for social media trend type. Because first it was MySpace, then it was Facebook, and then it was Twitter, and then it was YouTube, and now TikTok. I haven't made a video just yet, but I already have 40 plus followers, so I guess I better hurry up and make a TikTok, right? But yeah, when it first became MySpace, I wasn't 100% sure I even wanted to become a part of it, but then a lot of my friends were, so I was like, yeah, let me do that. And then when Facebook started, I was still too stuck in MySpace because I love the setup of being able to change your background, playing music. You could have a mouse pad that everyone, or a little mouse pointer that everyone could see. And that became a really cool thing. And when Facebook started, they didn't have that. And I thought that was so lame. But a couple of my friends were talking about how I needed to get a Facebook. Follow me on Facebook. I'm not on MySpace anymore. So I was like, okay, fine. When Twitter started, I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I already did Facebook. I gave in once. I don't need to give in again. But then when a situation where my dad was taken to the hospital and I didn't get to go to my interview happened, and I wound up just making a general post on Facebook because so many people thought that I was actually going to go to my Disneyland interview, which I didn't get to go to. So I basically was just like, yeah, no, it didn't happen. You know, I was really, really upset and really mad. And in all honesty, I was kind of really concerned because my dad had gone to the hospital at the time. This was like way long time ago though. At the time, my aunt didn't follow me on Facebook, but all three of my cousins did. My biological cousins did. And one of my cousins, she actually talked to my aunt and was like, hey, what happened? Did you hear? And my aunt called my grandfather, who didn't know anything, hadn't heard anything, and my grandpa wound up calling my mom while we were in the ER. We were literally in the ER maybe 8 hours. He had had like a small seizure, so they were really concerned. My mom was really, really concerned that it could have been something worse. Was he gonna have more? So yeah. So we were in there for 8 hours, and 4.5, when already the flame had been lit, my mom was talking to my grandpa, who she didn't even want to worry and concern about anything yet till she knew something was wrong. If something was wrong. If nothing was wrong, she wasn't going to tell anybody. So my dumbass kind of opened the door before the door was ready to be pushed open. I wound up getting a Twitter so that I could start, blowing my smoke on there, and when I was really, really mad, like, that's where I would go to. And then YouTube sort of just happened. One of my adopted sisters, she wound up showing me Jeff Dunham, and it took off from there, and now I do this. So yeah, I guess social media trends happen. With TikTok, it was actually a couple YouTubers that I really love to watch. They had started TikToks, and I are really interested, so I, of course, decided to look into TikTok. Like I said, I have one. I just haven't done anything with it, but I think I'm going to pretty soon. Okay, so the next one comes from my friend on Twitter. She says, what is one thing, if you could change, you would, be it your personal life, your body, or something in general? She says, I would change having a baby before I was 17. I was only a freshman in high school when I allowed my baby daddy to convince me to get off my birth control and allow him not to wear rubber, but turns out it was a huge mistake. My son has been in foster care ever since he was born, and I always wish I could go back and undo what was done so that now me, who is 35 and got my life in place, could have had him now so I could raise him up. Yeah, it's kind of a sad situation that she went through. Actually, her mom is who forced her to put her son up. I don't want anyone to think, like, that's so stupid, why would you give up your son? No, it was actually her mom wanted nothing to do with her if she kept her son. She was still a freshman, so she still had a long time to be in school for, and she wanted to be able to go to school at the same time, so her mom kind of forced her, which is a sad situation in itself, but sometimes you don't have any control when the people who do control your life tell you what to do. So I didn't want anyone to judge her. That's why I told that part of it. For me, I think I would personally want to change my emotional attachment to what people think about me. I have been judged since I was 9 years old. I used to be a small child. Hormones took over my life and made me a bigger person. It didn't help overall life, and it made me a bigger person. It didn't help that when I was young, I did eat like a pig. I would go to a restaurant and eat 4 plates of food. That's disgusting now. I could barely eat 2 plates nowadays, so that's kind of good that I did change, but I changed kind of late in the game, you know. When I realized I had a thyroid situation, that's when I decided to start changing, and that was 11 years ago, almost 12, that I decided to start changing, and it was like, yeah, I was really late in the game to start deciding to change. Yeah, wish I had chosen to change a lot earlier. I used to have a plate of salad along with a soup on the salad plate. I used to have 2 entree plates and a dessert plate. Now I have a salad and a small entree in the same plate. That's if I go to restaurants. Not that we've been to like buffets and stuff like that in like a long time. Nowadays though, like if we do go to a restaurant or something, usually I don't like do the whole side salad or soup thing. I just go for the main course. And sometimes we'll split like a dessert with my mom if I'm even hungry after I eat. Because there are times like we'll go get food and I'm just, you know, we eat the entree. And I'm like, let's take that dessert to go or not even get one. So I definitely am proud of myself for that change. But like I said, I really wish I had made the change a long time ago when I started gaining weight like crazy. The last one comes from a friend on Facebook. She says, what is something you do that most people don't do or would think you are weird because you do? My family is a very odd one. We all have these quirks that make others so uncomfortable. When I was small, I watched Everybody Loves Raymond. He had a quirk where he touched his food to his chin before he ate each bite. I was like 7 when I saw this. I thought it was what you were supposed to do. When I was 8, I started to actually watch an older show called MASH. And one of the characters, called Hawkeye, sniffs his food before each bite of food. Well, 12-year-old me thought, oh, wow, my 2 favorite characters have these things they do. They must be normal. So I started to sniff and touch my food to my chin before each bite. So much so that 28-year-old me today still does these quirks and gets look every time, even from my own family. I used to watch both of those shows. Well, I still watch MASH. I used to watch Raymond a lot more, but I don't anymore. It's not on a lot of channels that I get to see anymore, so it's kind of okay. Okay, so for me, I'm sure it will sound weird, that it's weird, because it's something most people should do, but don't do. I wear a mask even when family comes over, or, God forbid, I go to family members' houses. I know it sounds weird, but hey, I have had the virus twice, and I don't want it ever again. And I'm literally not even lying. Her funeral first. It was just after her birthday that we had her funeral. We did her funeral, like, I think it was July, maybe. I want to say July, June or July, or even August. I don't even remember, to be honest. But we had her funeral, and of course we all wore our masks during the funeral. I never took it off. And then afterwards we took some stuff to my aunt's house. And when we went to my aunt's house, me and my mom never took off our masks. We kept our masks on the whole time. And when we went to the memorial for her on her birthday, it was kind of like a celebration of life thing that was held at my aunt's house for her birthday. Both me and my mom were the only ones still sitting in my aunt's house wearing our masks the entire time. We never took them off. And there were a lot of people who weren't wearing a mask. Actually, nobody in that house was wearing a mask. Just us. But I know it sounds crazy, but, you know, like I said, I've had it twice. I'm extremely susceptible. I have a low immunity. I have asthma. I have things that make it where I will get sick quite easily. Don't be alarmed if you hear the meowing. That's actually the 2 of them fighting and playing. And either one of them, whoever is on bottom, is always complaining. But yeah, I think they're both happy because now they're both contained and able to play. But anyways, that is actually all I have for you guys today in this What Is Wednesday. I do have a few things that I want to start changing for season 2. I was going to make a big updates about it, but I don't think I need to. Oh, careful. They throw each other around. It's so crazy. So I kind of want to do, next season, which is going to start in March, I want to start doing, at the end, if you guys want to submit ones too, that's okay, but I want to do, like leaving a thought, if you will, like a thought and or something like that at the end, like a word of courage, something. I don't know. We'll figure it out then. But that's just what I wanted to let you guys know, is that I want to start working on that. I'm not gonna do it obviously right now. We're only 4 episodes away from season 2. So when we start the season over, or when we start our next season, that's something I want to start working on, is doing, a thought to leave for some other ones, or a fact, something like that. Something memorable, something like that. So we'll work on it. But I totally want you guys to submit it. Also, you guys need to start submitting assumptions, if you want to partake in the assumptions about me. If you haven't, if you have no idea, because I do have some new people, welcome to the little family. We're happy to have you here. If you are seeing this right now, we are so happy to have you join our Disney family. But I have an assumptions video for every 50 videos. Currently, I am almost at 350, I think it is, or is it 300? I cannot remember anymore. I think 300, excuse me. We're almost at 300. So we are really, really close to 300 videos, and for the 300th, I'm doing an assumptions again. So I have had previous assumption videos. I'll link that over here, as well as What is Wednesday will be linked over here. What is Wednesday is always linked over here, but it is always, like, each and every one of them is down in the bottom, so you can quickly go to them if there's one that you cannot quickly find and you don't want to search through the playlist. You are welcome to just there, and it'll pop you right into the video. So I do want to let you guys know that that is one of the updates that you guys are going to know, is that I want to start working on adding to the end of What is Wednesday next season. The other thing that I want to be adding to this video is that I want you guys to start submitting your assumptions about me. Also some Q&As. I'm going to be doing a Q&A video coming up shortly. The cell phone video is finally filmed. It is just not edited. Okay, but I hope you guys enjoyed this week, and I will see you all next week.